this is a quick FAQ on hair dyeing, because I've got so many questions about the techniques of hair dyeing, etc. on my top 5 hair dye recommendations, so I thought I'd make a separate video. So the number 1 most frequently asked question was about bleaching, like should you, shouldn't you? Well, it's entirely up to you. Bleaching or not bleaching will give completely different results. If you don't want to damage your hair, it's fair enough, or you don't want a dramatic change, then not bleaching is the way to go. It will keep your natural condition and everything, but it means that you won't get a very intense colour, especially not the one shown on the packet, and it won't last very long. Especially on dark hair, it will just give a sheen to the hair rather than the actual colour. Also, on natural blonde hair, you'll just get like a wishy-washy colour which will just come out really soon, so you won't get the colour on the packet at all, but that's fine if you just want a subtle result or nothing very permanent. Of course, on the opposite side is if you bleach it, you will get damaged hair, but if you bleach it once, it should be okay. It won't be that much damage. You can baby it to get it back to normal condition. You will get the intense colours and you will get the long-lasting results. The reason why you get the long-lasting results and the proper hair colour is because when you bleach your hair, it gets damaged, so the dye itself can penetrate your hair and get through the cuticle layer of your hair, so it's worth doing if you want bright hair. So the number 2 most frequently asked question is how to get from black to blonde to a natural colour. My best advice on this is to try and strip as much of the black dye out you can before bleaching it, because if you bleach it straight onto black dyed hair, then it will cause an awful lot of damage. This is because in box dyes, especially permanent ones, or most black ones, they contain metallics that when are deposited on your hair, so when you use the bleach reacts with the metallics in your hair that are left by the box dye and then causes a lot of damage, which causes like the really fried hair that you see about. So my best advice would be to try and strip as much of the box dye as you possibly can out of your hair using a hair stripper. These are mostly available in high street shops. I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple in Boots. Otherwise you can always go to a hair salon and get it professionally stripped, which is probably your best route if you really want to save your hair. Of course, if you strip it, there's no guarantee that it won't cause damage by bleach, because bleach always causes damage, but it will cause less damage if you put it rather than putting it straight onto black hair. But yeah, you will have to bleach it to get ready for dyeing anyway. Another thing I asked about an awful lot is how to make your hair dye last longer and get really intense results when you dye your hair. My best advice on this would be to not wash your hair as much. You can get dry shampoo, which is like a light spray which takes an awful lot of the dirt out of your hair in between washing, so you don't have to wash it as much. So I find that really helps, because obviously when you wash it you knock an awful lot of colour out. Also, when you do actually wash it, don't shampoo, just condition. It might sound a bit gross, but when you shampoo it knocks an awful lot of hair dye out, because obviously it's trying to get dirt out, but if you condition it and just rub it lightly, you should be able to get as much of the dirt out as possible, so you should be okay. Also, another tip is to put hair dye into your conditioner. This gives a bit of a boost every time you wash it. When you first dye your hair, leave on for a good amount of time, and when you come to wash it out, don't shampoo or condition it, because this will knock an awful lot of dye out. Also, the dye itself, the natural vegetable dye, is very conditioning for your hair, so you don't actually really need to shampoo or condition it, especially if you shampooed before re-dyeing, because you've just shampooed and then conditioned, so it's like you normally would. A couple of random questions I quite often got is where can I buy so and so dye in a so and so country? I'm afraid I don't know. Google knows better than I do. I only live in England. The only other time I've ever bought hair dye is when I was in Japan, and that was some random shop I can't remember the name of, so I'm really sorry but I don't know. But there are other people who've posted where you can buy them in the comments and how much they are, so that's really useful. Thank you very much for doing that. I'll try and add it as much as I can in the description, so I hope that helps, but otherwise sorry I don't know. I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the views and comments and subscribers we got on because of the last video. Thank you for all your lovely comments as well. Some of them have been really nice and it's really encouraging, and if you have any more questions feel free to ask me. Sometimes it might take a little while to get back because obviously I've got a job and social life and other things to do, but I will get back to them eventually. And also, I got an awful lot of comments about my eyebrows. Thank you for pointing out they're green. I do know. I do it on purpose because they look really weird with brown eyebrows and green hair, as you can kind of imagine. It's very strange, so yeah. Thanks, and I hope this helped. Like I said, any more questions, feel free to ask me, and I hope you have a fabulous day.